Okay, today is July 29th, 2018, and we're up here in Montrose, and we're interviewing these two people. What is your names?
Joe and Esther Welden.
Okay. And how old are you guys?
Well, I'm 87.
Okay.
And
I'm 90-something. What? 93, yeah.
Okay. All right. What were the names of your mother's parents?
Robert and Elsie.
Okay. And were they born over here or born overseas?
No, they were born here.
He made a mistake. That's your parents you just named.
Yeah, what did I do wrong?
Your mother's parents.
My mother's parents?
Yeah.
Will and Margaret Taylor.
Okay. Were they born and raised here in this
I
area?
would think so, yeah.
Okay. All right. How about your father's parents? The names and everything. Were they born in this area too?
They were born, my father's parents were born in Bethlehem, PA.
Oh, okay. What did they do for a living?
My father's parents?
Yeah, your grandparents.
Bethlehem Steel.
Oh, okay. Wow. How about yours, ma'am?
Okay, my mother's parents were Eli and I can't remember my grandma's name, Davies.
Oh, okay.
And as far as I know, he was a music teacher in Scranton. She grew up in Scranton.
Oh, okay. Do you have any personal memories of your grandparents?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. Did you see them a lot when you were growing up? Did you visit near? Did you live nearby them? Or?
I did not. Well, I did. George and Ora Taylor, they lived right here in Montrose.
Oh, okay.
That was my dad's parents.
Do you remember hearing about your great-grandparents? Never heard anything about your great-grandparents from the...
Great-grandparents? Not too much. I don't recall much.
Oh,
Well, my
okay.
great-grandmother Thomas, I was very interested in the Thomases. That's my dad's side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and she was a deaf lady, but she was very sweet. No, not deaf, blind.
Oh, okay. You know, excuse me a second. I have to look at this. I just thought of something that...
I could look different places.
We're good on time. Okay, I just want to check the camera for the time there. I
Alright.
thought I had to erase something, but I don't. Okay. What type of house did you live in as a child?
Well, I lived in this neighborhood. In
Okay.
an ordinary house on Bank Street.
Okay. What did your parents do for a living?
My father worked finally in IBM in Endicott and commuted every day. My mother worked for 40 years in the Montrose department store.
Oh, okay. How about yours?
Okay, my father had his business as a contractor and painter and builder with Georgie Taylor and Sons right here in Montrose, and he actually built the house on Jessup Street that we lived in. And it's
Oh, okay.
and my mother stayed home. He wouldn't let her work.
Did you guys move at all during your childhood? Or just stay? You grew up in the same house?
I didn't move.
You didn't move? You
No,
didn't move at
I
all
didn't
either
move at
growing
all.
up?
I lived in Philly for 16 years.
Oh, the first 16 years of your life?
No, later on.
Oh, okay. All right. Did you get? What room did you guys eat? In the kitchen or dining room, or what was family time
okay.
like? Did you have a big family?
Dining room for me. I
Oh,
don't
okay.
know about for her.
It's dining room.
Dining room. Okay.
So
Did you have a fireplace in the house?
yes.
Was that how the house was heated? No.
I didn't have one, no.
No. How did you heat the house?
A furnace, coal furnace.
Coal furnace. Okay.
And coal
Coal
furnace.
furnace. You.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Did you have to buy the fuel, or was it a chore, or did you get the coal yourself, or the wood, or how did you?
It was delivered.
It was delivered. Oh, okay. All right. Did you always have electricity?
In my time, yes.
You did too?
Yes.
Okay, so you never used candles or kerosene lamps?
Just in our cottage.
Oh, did you really?
Cottage in Tunkhannock, we used kerosene lamps, yes. So,
Did your family have a cellar in the house, like a basement? And where did you store the food? Did you have a refrigerator, or how did the ice box? Or?
Icebox for me, and the cellar way is the dirt floor cellar.
Oh, really? Okay. And yours too?
we
Sam?
had an ice box in down cellar, yes. And I don't think we had it upstairs until we got our refrigerator. Then the refrigerator was upstairs in a
okay.
special place, yes.
Okay, wow. Let's see, where did your family get water? Did you have a well, or you didn't have running water in the house, did you?
Yes, we did.
Oh, did you really?
Montrose was, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was free too, I think.
Oh, really? I was just going to say, was it plentiful? You always had enough water?
Yeah.
Okay, stand over here. Okay, what was the birth order in your family? What number are you guys in the line of birth?
Go ahead, Joe.
What?
Well, I have 2 older sisters and 2 younger brothers. I'm right in the middle.
Oh, okay.
But Joe will tell you.
Oh, I'm an only child.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh. What were your duties as a small child?
Duties?
Yeah, did you have chores to do or anything?
How small?
Well, from 4, 5, 6 years old, when you start walking around the house.
No duties.
No duty? Okay. Who cooked the meals in your homes?
In my case, my Aunt Jessie.
Oh, okay.
Because my mother worked, and so did my father.
Okay. How about your
And my mother cooked the meals, yes.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
How about the clothing now? Did they iron the clothes back then? Did you?
Yes.
Oh, really? Okay. Did you buy them or make your own clothing?
In my case, my mother made most of our clothing, and we
Really?
our shoes came from the
Really?
store downtown.
That's interesting.
Yeah, she made our clothing.
When did you learn to cook, or did you? And who taught you? Your mom
My
teach you?
mother, yeah.
She taught you how to cook. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever do any cooking, or? No.
Campfire or something like that.
Oh, okay. How about? Let's see. We had what your father did. Your mother. You said your mother's never worked out of the house.
My mother did,
Oh, did
40
she?
years.
Oh, 40 years. Okay. How about yours?
And she did not until the war, and then she was a nurse, so she taught first aid for a year or so. Yeah.
Okay. When you guys were growing up, did you visit relatives often, or did you just?
What was the question?
Did you
I'm sorry.
visit relatives often, like when you were growing up?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
did you
Quite
really?
often, yeah.
How did you get there? Did you drive or did you walk, or
They came to me. Well,
Oh,
us, I mean.
did they drive or
We
did they
didn't.
walk?
We didn't drive, and they did. They, yeah.
Oh, okay. What kind of cars did they have? Do you remember?
Buicks and
Really? Okay. Wow.
occasional Chevy or something.
All right. How did you get your mail? Was that delivered right to the house, or did you have to go to the post office? How did that work?
It was delivered, I think, twice a day.
Was it really?
It was delivered, yeah.
Twice a
I
day?
think.
Sarah, Merrill, and who was your mailman?
Oh, gosh. I'm sorry, I don't know who the mailman was.
Oh, no, that's okay. What do you remember about family pets? Did you guys have any pets growing up? Any dogs, cats? Or?
I didn't have good success with pets. I had a hound dog, and he was a lot of trouble. And he was
Really?
a hunting dog and
Wow.
wasn't good for that
Okay.
lifestyle at that time.
Yeah, wow. How did you guys, the family, spend its evenings? Like, what did you do? You didn't have TV, right, growing up?
We had radio, and it was a console, and it was like the center of attention in the evening.
What
Yeah.
kind of shows were on the radio? What kind of programs?
Joe can remember what were the shows on the radio.
Oh, WJZ, let's see. Tom Mix was one I liked. I used to take my supper and go in by the radio and crouch down and eat my supper like a cowboy. Cross my legs, put my plate.
Wow, wow.
Tom Mix is on. I gotta go. My dad didn't like it, but he let me do it.
Wow.
Well, I don't know if that's any help to you.
No, yeah, it's very interesting. How about school? When you went to school, did you go to school as small children? And what grades did you?
You go first.
Yes, the school was one school called Lake Avenue School, right up across from the green, and we started there. I didn't go to kindergarten, but started in first grade and went right on through till
Oh, wow.
12th grade.
Yeah,
The
wow.
same school, yes.
How about you?
The only thing different, I did go to the nuns before school,
Okay.
and same as hers. Just went through the grade school and high school.
Yeah. So you guys went to different schools then, right? You didn't go to the same school?
No, we went to the same school.
Oh, did you? Okay. Did you
Well,
know
he's
each other?
6 years older than I am, so we didn't socialize.
Like, did you know each other in school, back in grade school?
Pardon me?
Did you know each other in grade school?
Not that well.
No,
We're cousins.
When did you get to know each other? In high school or?
not till 50 years ago, which was in the 1960s.
Really? Wow, that's
That's
interesting.
strange, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. How about the garden? Did your family have a garden for growing vegetables?
Yes.
What?
Had two of them. My dad had one, and my aunt had another.
Oh. How about any animals like chickens or cows or anything, pigs, anything like that?
Next door were chickens.
Okay.
My
No,
mother,
no other type animals. Because we were right in town, you know.
Oh, so you didn't have to, you could buy from the stores what you
Oh,
needed?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
well, during the war, my mother and my brother had a project of raising rabbits, and they sold the rabbit meat because meat was very scarce.
That was during the Second World War. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
In
Wow.
1940, 1941, 1942,
Wow.
right. And I wanted to say, my dad had a big garden. At one time, he had an acre garden on the side hill
Yeah.
because
Wow.
that was also during the war when we had to just kind of.
That's interesting there. How about any fruit trees? Did you have any fruit trees on the property, like apple trees or cherry trees, anything like that?
We didn't.
No, not like that. Okay. Let's see. What kind of meat did you eat then? Mainly chicken, or did you have beef, or was it easily obtained? Was it easy to get meat at the stores?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Chicken, I had a lot of chicken.
All right.
Roast beef.
We had pork too.
Okay, and you said you had chickens too? Did you
We
guys?
didn't grow chickens, but we could buy any of it at the store.
Yeah.
We wanted it.
Did you guys get the eggs and sell them, or just use them for yourself, or
Just juice.
yourself? Yeah. Oh. Okay, let's see. What did Saturdays, when you were growing up, the weekends mean to you? Did you guys do a lot of ball playing, or what did you do as young kids growing up on Saturdays? Was that a day off or a day for chores, or what?
More or less a day off. I wasn't into sports, however,
Okay.
but I had plenty of activity.
Did you? No. How about-
Music, I played in a little band and
Oh,
stuff
really?
like that, yeah.
What instrument did you play?
Well, then I played the guitar, but
Oh.
I learned to play piano, and I
Oh.
played that exclusively later on.
Did you go around playing in different places like Dave does here?
To a degree, yeah.
Did you really? Did you play anything too, or no?
Sure, blame the
Well,
little.
I played clarinet, yes.
Did you really?
I was strictly conventional band member. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but in the wintertime, I loved the wintertime because we could always ski and, take our sled. They closed off one of the roads,
Mm-hmm.
the nice hill, so we could go sledding.
That's
Oh,
interesting.
yeah.
And Joe did too.
Did a lot of sleigh riding, yep.
Do you remember any accidents? Did any kids ever get hurt sleigh riding, or?
Well, I got hurt, not sleigh riding, but, well, it doesn't matter. I would cross the road over here and got hit by a car. But
Really? Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
And
Very young.
did you break any bones that way? Or
They took me up to the minister's house here on the corner,
okay.
and I had a head wound, laceration, but I wasn't seriously hurt.
Wow. What kind of car was it? Do you remember?
Model A.
A Model
Or
A.
Model A Ford. About a 32.
Wow. What did Sunday mean to you guys? Did your families go to church on Sunday?
Absolutely.
Okay. Is the church still around that you went to?
Yes, sir.
You still go to the same one now?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I
Interesting.
don't. I went to this one across the street,
Oh,
the Methodist.
wow.
It's changed a little, but it's the same church.
Is it really? Wow. How did you guys spend Christmas? Did you have a lot of family over, and was there a lot of gifts back then, gift giving, or just the family get-togethers, or how did you, or did you go to someone else's house for Christmas?
We stayed home.
Oh, okay.
Relatives came.
We had our Christmas in the morning at home,
Mhm.
and each one got one present, I think. And if the
Oh,
sisters and brothers might have given to each other too.
yeah.
But then in the evening, that night, Christmas night, we walked over to grandparents' house, and then all the collective families came, and that was a big party.
Oh, cool. So there's a lot of people then? A lot
Oh,
of,
yeah.
Oh, that must have been nice, yeah. What kind of gifts did you get? Was there a lot of just small gifts, or not as much as today, where you're getting TV sets and electronics and
None of that.
none of that stuff, yeah. My father said he got an orange once for Christmas in a stocking.
I've heard people say
We always ended up with coal.
Cool.
I wonder why.
Oh, what did you get, Joe? I've never heard what you got for
What,
Christmas.
in my stocking, you mean?
Oh, it's Christmas gifts.
Well, I got
Pick up my stock.
an air rifle.
Oh, really? An air rifle? Okay.
When I was a teenager, yeah.
Yeah.
And that was a big thing in my life. And at that age, and I got normal things, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, interesting. How about Easter? How did your family observe Easter?
Church,
And then a meal at the house, the whole family get together? Did they all
possible with me, yeah.
the same?
We could have had somebody for Easter. I mean, we had a special meal,
Oh,
and
really? Oh.
also, you know, at Easter time they always have the Good Friday and all of those. We
Yes.
kept all of that very,
Yeah.
very closely. Yes.
Wow. How about the 4th of July? Any kind of special celebration on that, or did they have public fireworks that you could go see back then? Or?
Yeah, but I also had my own.
Oh, really?
Go out on the sidewalk, and I lived down here in Bank Street.
Uh-huh.
And I'd boom, you know, and wake up the neighborhood. I was kind of frowned on for a while.
You never got hurt by them, did you? Or did you know any kids that ever got like
Well,
fingers
there
taken
was
off?
one kid that put a tin can over a big firecracker, you know, one of those big babies,
Yeah.
and lit it, and then the can went up and hurt him. Hit him in the head.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Not good. Did you do anything like that?
we had
Did you?
people would wake us up with firecrackers, and it was a big joke to, you know, put up a firecracker early in the morning.
Oh,
Wake
yeah.
everybody up with firecrackers.
Really?
Yes.
Sure,
And
4th of
I'm
July.
sure there was a tin can over a firecracker.
Oh, good. How about your birthdays? What did you do? Did you celebrate birthdays back then? And if so, did you have a lot of people come in, or did you get a lot of gifts, or how was birthday celebrated?
No, in my case, just mostly immediate family.
Oh, okay.
No big deal.
And I remember one birthday party, probably I was 16,
Uh-huh.
you know, and we invited classmates over,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
had a nice party.
Oh,
Otherwise, just normal.
yeah. And your mom would cook all the food for them then?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Not catered.
Oh,
No,
dear.
she cooked all the food.
How about picnics? Did you go on picnics with the family a lot, or is there picnic groves up in this area?
Had to go to Endicott for mine. The park up there, we'd have
Yeah.
picnics.
Oh, okay. Was there places around here? There's a lake nearby here somewhere, I guess,
Oh yeah, it's a nice lake.
for picnics too?
Well,
Well,
yes, we could, Montrose Lake was not, there were no houses on it.
Mhm.
And across from, where where people have their homes now, there
Mhm.
was a picnic grove, which is really nice place you could
Yeah,
walk up and
You
have
could
you
rent
could
a boat
picnic
for a
table,
quarter,
yeah.
and row across to the
Yeah.
picnic area.
for a quarter. Wow. A lot of people
Yes.
swimming in there too. Was it good for swimming?
That
I
was,
didn't like
you couldn't
swimming
swim.
because it was our drinking water.
Oh,
Well,
But
okay.
later on, the filter took care of all that.
Yeah. You mean they wouldn't let you swim because of that, or no?
No,
Yeah.
it was, you weren't supposed to swim.
Sure.
You weren't supposed to swim in the lake at all.
No, you weren't supposed to.
Because
no.
of drinking.
Some people
Yeah.
did.
Okay.
Later on, yeah.
How about how'd you guys keep cool in the summer? That was probably before the days of air conditioners, right? Did you have window fans, or you just sweat it out, or what?
Keep cool in the summer.
Yeah.
We didn't have any window fans. Just had to endure it.
Oh, wow.
I don't remember that it was as hot.
Oh, really?
Never got really hot.
We
Yeah.
had doors in our bedroom that we could open so the air would come in if there was
Same
any
with me.
air. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, how about any bad storms, like electrical storms or tornadoes, or in the winter blizzards? Do you remember any particularly bad storms you had that really crippled the area for a while?
No.
Not
I don't
really?
think so. Do
How
you?
about snowstorms?
Yeah, snowstorms,
Snowstorms.
blizzards.
You remember those?
You get a lot of snow up here?
Yeah, no school. Closed everything down.
You mean they had snow days? If you had a lot of snow, they'd shut the school down?
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Wow. How many feet of snow did it take to shut the school down? A couple of feet, or
2 or
Like-
3.
2 or 3? Yeah, nowadays 2 or 3 inches and they shut them down.
Right.
Back then, no.
Joe remembers it.
And we're
No.
talking feet. What?
Tell him about the time you were kicking in the snow. Joe was over on the corner here, kicking the snow away.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
kicked-
I was standing
sort of-
on this place over by the church, standing there talking, kicking the snow around, just standing there. Bing! I hit a sign. That was the street sign. Bank Street, Jessup Street. That was all covered with snow.
Wow.
That's funny.
I'll never forget that.
That's funny.
Did you or any of your siblings have any hobbies? Did you do like any put model cars together or anything like that, or any hobbies?
Well, my brother did that a little bit. Model airplanes, I remember different family members had, you get the balsa wood and,
Oh yeah,
and the glue and
Not
the
me.
paper.
with the elastic band for the propeller to you spin it,
Right,
it'll fly.
right.
Oh really? They had
that,
those?
that was a nice hobby. I never had that.
A lot of kids had it, and I couldn't do it. I just don't have patience for that.
Really? Wow. Well, when you and your friends got together, what did you do? How did you hang out? What did you play ball or just walk around and hang out? What did you do when y'all got together? If your friends were going
Well-
to come over to hang out, what would you?
I played music with guys. I played the uke, and I sang downtown on Saturday night in front of the A&P store. People all came to Montrose on Saturday night, and there are 3 of us. Enrico Caruso, little Italian guy. King Solomon Bobian, a black guy, and me. And we sang as a trio, and we sang solos. And that was quite a feature for a few years, a few short years.
In front of the A&P, did people give you tips, or did they? Did people give you tips, put money in a jar for you, or something?
Yeah.
Oh, did
In
it?
fact, Tony Cheer came along one night. He said, hey, when you guys are done here, come with me. And he took us down to the bar, down to the Donlin. And they got some man's hat, one of these railroad hats,
Yeah.
with a big pouch in it, and passed it around. And That was the first time I ever saw a 50-cent piece.
Really?
And I went up to the store where my mother worked, and I said, look at this, 50 cents. You know what I mean? It was just a big deal to me, you know.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's cool.
You mentioned railroads. Was there a train that came up
Two
this
of
way? Two of them.
Yeah.
Lehigh
Where to?
Valley, down at this end of the town, and up farther was the Delaware, Lackawanna,
NW.
and
What was that?
and Western. That meant,
Okay.
They were passenger trains where you could get on and go.
yeah, they had a passenger car on each one of them.
Okay. They hauled freight and passengers too?
They called freight mostly,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. See, where I'm from, this coal mining area, there's no coal up here. It was all agriculture, right?
where were you?
Well,
From Archibald, back in the Lackawanna
Archibald, oh,
Valley.
sure.
That's
Oh,
coal.
you were down in the coal
Yeah.
well,
country.
we used to
yeah.
have coal chutes up here. They bring coal, and
Oh, you mean for the fuel for the homes?
I guess they did because they would
They
would
delivered the coal up here?
deliver
Okay.
coal
Oh, yeah.
up here.
In fact, ours came with 2 white horses and a wagon. We
Really?
banjoed it in our cellar down the slide. I used to go and watch them.
Oh, wow. You don't remember the name of the guy who delivered it, the company, do you? Or the guy?
The guy that did the
Yeah.
White, his last name was White. Can't think of his first name right now.
Wow.
Can't believe I forgot.
Okay, the size of the town, was it a lot smaller than it is now up here? A lot less people?
I don't think so. I believe it was
Was it really?
just about the same. But the difference is that we could name everybody on every street in every house.
Yes.
Yeah, and you know, if you walk along,
Yeah.
you'd recognize everyone, or if a car came by, you'd know whose car that was.
Really? Wow.
You'd always
Oh, oh.
recognize the cars.
Can't do that now, I guess. No.
Yeah, it was more of a local town, but there was always about 2,000,
Oh,
and
wow.
I think that's what it is now.
Yeah. But
Right
you
here
just
in
knew
town.
most of them back then. I mentioned to him when I first got here the name Gallagher, and you said you knew them, right? They had a beauty shop up here. Him and his wife. She was a cousin of mine.
Is that right?
Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's see. How large or small were the stores? Like if you had to buy something in town here, say hardware or food, were they small stores or big? Just a little
There was a
family-owned stores?
department store
Oh, really?
which had a woman's side and two buildings,
Mhm.
side-by-side buildings,
Yeah.
and the men's department was on the other side. And there was a slant that went down into the woman's,
Huh.
that you had to walk down that. And my mother worked there. And they had a full line of men's clothes, even suits.
Wow.
And a lot of people came, country people came from miles around to shop here in town. And Saturday night was a big night.
Really?
A
How
lot of
many
bustling.
grocery stores in town? There were 4 or 5 grocery stores in town.
Yeah.
Oh, was it really? Wow.
Right.
A whole bunch of barber shops.
Really?
About 6 barber shops.
So you could walk to get anything you needed, right? You didn't have to drive. You could walk to any of the stores or barber shops. They're walking distance.
Everything was walking
Everything
distance for
was,
us because
yeah.
we didn't have a car to start with.
Did your family have a horse and buggy before the cars
No.
got out? No. Okay. When did you learn to drive a car? Did you ever drive?
Yeah.
Yeah. How long ago did you?
I learned in Philadelphia. I didn't drive up here in Montrose at all. When I
Okay.
went down to school in Philly,
Yeah.
I learned to drive down there.
Do you remember what kind of car it was? What year it was?
It was a borrowed car that I took my test in. That was I believe, a 36 Plymouth.
Oh wow. Did you drive?
I got my driver's license at about 55. I was in
The year
my
I was born.
early 20s. Yeah, I was
Wow.
around my 20s, and it was on a small
Yeah.
Dodge, I think.
I like your questions. They bring back memories.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
they
what we
do.
try to do. If you have anything you want to add to it, feel free, definitely. And Dave, if you have any questions too,
Don't ask me. You'll never get an answer.
did your family, did they ever go on vacation? And if you did you drive or did you, any family vacations?
family vacations were rare.
Really? Okay.
We had a cottage, I guess I told you, down in Tunkhannock.
Oh, yeah.
That was our vacation because it's along the Tunkhannock Creek, and so
Okay.
go and stay there for a week and
Yeah.
camp out. But we had
Is that still there?
facilities.
Is that house still there?
Still there.
It's still there, and I think
Really?
it belongs to the family, but it might have been sold.
That is
But
interesting.
yeah, it was a beautiful spot.
Wow. Let's see. When you were small, what did you hope to do when you grew up? Like, what were you looking to do? Did you have, like, when you were in grade school, did you ever plan on being something? I want to do this or that or what?
Well, I wanted to be in music. And
Wow. How
I
about-
did too, actually.
Wow.
That was my
Yeah.
top choice.
I guess that's how you know Dave, right? Through music?
Really. Dave's not quite as old as I am.
Yeah. Now, you went to grade school, you went to high school too? What was the name of the high school?
Montrose High School.
Okay. The same building?
The same one. And the building is still there, but it's used by the county courthouse now.
Okay, so they have a newer high school now.
Yeah,
Okay.
out of town.
All right. Let's see. When and where did you meet? How did you to get married? Like, how did you? When did you decide to ask her to marry her? How did that happen? How did you get engaged?
Go ahead.
Do you remember?
Probably if you
Well,
started.
we each had lost our spouses, our first
Oh,
spouse.
okay. Sorry.
So he's a widower. I'm a
Okay.
widow. Was a widow.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow I heard, I was living in Minneapolis, and I heard that he was living in Montrose again because he had lost his wife. So
Okay.
that's how we got together. I have family here, so I visited my family.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
Right.
yeah, well, he was, I went to hear him play music, truthfully.
And fell in love with it. There you
Yeah,
go.
I went to hear him play music.
There you
and-
go.
Yeah,
Wow.
so that's basically how
Wow.
we got together. Because
When he was playing music, when you met, were you playing in a band or just by yourself or?
I played in bands, yeah.
Okay, and it was
Susquehanna.
okay. What type of music? Like square dance music or what?
Not square dance, but brown dance music.
Brown dance.
Yeah, ballroom dancing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Big
okay.
band.
Polka, too.
Big band.
Wow. Okay, your first home together. Was this your first home together? Okay.
Oh, together, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
We actually, when we were first married, we started living in the apartment where I lived out of town, and then that didn't work out, so we all moved down to his house here, which is just
Yeah.
kitty corner to here. But after about a year, I think, because we had children,
Mhm.
we bought this house, and we wanted a good-sized house,
Yeah.
so we could have,
Yeah. Do you know the age of this house? Is it a very old house or when it was built?
It's two houses. That over in there was the old part. I've seen it on maps. It was just like a Dutch style.
Yeah.
And then this all was added here.
Okay.
yeah, well, he means that part was added
That's
in here.
Yeah,
was
okay.
Yeah,
original.
this was, yeah.
And
I got it
it's
back.
1850 or before.
that's before the
Yeah.
Civil War. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
It's pre-Civil War.
Wow, that is really interesting. Yeah.
Yes.
You don't know who lived in here before, do you? Any names?
Yes, Joe knows some names of people who lived here. Who are the ladies that lived here? Joe?
Sedgwick. The Sedgwick. Oh, no, that's not right. That's not right. Ladies?
Well, who told you to stay off? Don't sit on the railing. There used to be a
Oh, yeah.
metal, iron pipe fence
Yeah, uh-huh.
around here, around the property.
Wow.
Who were those ladies? Gee, I'm beginning to lose it.
Oh, okay.
Boys, now don't sit on the fence. It's galvanized pipe, With a couple of guys would sit
put your
and
tongue
have
in the
their feet up there. Fence going like this.
But then Dr. Bennett bought this house in the late 40s or 50s, and Dr. Bennett lived next door,
Yeah.
and he rented it out to, and how about the fellow who owned the theater lived here at one time, didn't he?
Ed Clifford, yeah, he owned the Montrose Theater. He lived here, yeah.
He's not around now, right?
No,
The
no.
Clifford family, they're all gone?
No, no.
I don't know about Mrs. Clifford. She was younger, but I
Probably not.
would bet
Hmm.
on it that she is not with us.
Oh, wow.
And so there were people who rented it, and Joe remembers that, but I didn't live in Montrose at that time. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I'm talking about the 40s, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. Did a lot of people leave from this area to go to the war in the 40s? You probably knew a lot of them. They didn't even come back. They got killed over there.
Two boys in the Estes family. Was it two or one? Two sons and
They got killed over there.
Estes.
Did
Yes, he ran the feed mill down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were any of you in the service at all?
Pardon
Were
me?
you in the service?
Yeah.
What branch?
Navy.
Okay, my dad was too.
Was he?
Yeah. Hmm.
Good for him.
Yeah, he was in the Far East, the Philippines, and over there. Yeah. What year did you get out of the service? He was in for 4 years. Were you in for just 4?
I was on a carrier. I was in for close to 3 years, like
Okay.
2 years and some months.
Do you remember the name of the carrier?
Yeah. USS Lake Champlain.
Okay. Wow.
They were named after lakes.
Yeah, my father was on the USS McDonald. That's what he
Is that a
told me.
battleship?
Battleship, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. What memories do you have of the war years, like in town? What was going on here when the war was going on? Anything happened notable in town, or even after that, or before that?
Well, I would come home on leave, and that was very emotional because it was only for a matter of hours. You know, I had to get a bus from Scranton, and sometimes even hitchhike just on a 72-hour weekend. You know, and it was all stressful. But well, that's the way it was. I mean,
Yeah,
you were young and you could do those things. You know.
yeah. They didn't have a train that would come from Scranton up to here. You had to take a bus.
We had a spur that came out of off from Tunkhannock.
Yeah.
And the Tunkhannock Railroad Station was on a line from Buffalo down to
Yeah.
Scranton.
Okay. Let's see. What do you think has been the greatest advances or inventions? You've probably seen a lot of inventions over the years, and you were around before they had TV. But what impressed you the most, like TVs or computers, or what? You probably seen, or maybe inventions on cars, or what would be the
When
most?
you mention cars, that's really amazing
Yeah.
because there wasn't even power steering.
There you go. That's exactly
And
one
I
of the
have
things.
driven a car
Yeah.
that didn't have any power steering. I can't believe it. Or power brakes.
Yes.
We
yes.
used to say, "Come on, let's go down to Voss Garage." This was in the fall. They'd introduced the Chevy for the year, and it had a cover over it. Let's get down and look at this new Chevy. They'd take the cover off of it, and there it sat, 38. And wow, we thought that was a big deal just to even look at it, you know.
Really?
I mean,
Where was the nearest dealer? The car dealer.
right downtown, we had a Ford
Okay.
and Landon Ford, and
Are they still here today, those dealers?
no.
Well, C&F, were they there or they were Chamberlain?
C&F was a garage then.
Oh, okay.
Now the
That was
hospital.
it. We had two of them.
Really? Is it the same hospital that's here now, or did you always have a hospital in town?
Well, that came a little later, but
Okay.
there hasn't been any others.
Yeah. But you remember before it wasn't here?
Oh yeah,
Where did you have to go? Where's the nearest hospital?
Binghamton or Scranton.
Wow.
Wow.
My youngest brother was born in Binghamton.
Yeah.
The rest of us were born at home.
I was just gonna ask, you were probably born at home, yeah. And you don't remember the names of the midwives? They use midwives, right? At the
There was a Dr. Preston,
okay.
and then another doctor came to town right during the war. Dr. Lutz really saved the day because he
Really?
was up on medical
Yeah.
practice, you know. But
And her mother was my midwife.
oh yeah, that's
Wow.
very
Really?
important. Yeah.
Wow.
How about that?
No, that's
But
something.
I really
True story.
think it
Wow.
was mostly the doctor
Yeah.
and Dr. Preston.
But you were born right in the house, right?
Yes, yes.
Well,
He said Doc Mackey delivered oh no, Dr. Grace delivered 1,000 babies.
Oh,
He was right down here on South Main Street. So he was a busy man.
Yeah, I guess
I
he
guess
was.
so.
The houses that you were born in, they're still standing today?
yes.
Are they? Wow.
Yes, yes, yeah.
That's really all I have, unless you want to add anything about what it was like growing. See, we're trying to find out the history of all these areas, what it was like growing up, how it has changed for the better, for the worse, and things that might have happened, good or bad, like accidents.
They were good questions. I enjoyed
In our valley, we had a lot of mine accidents. Obviously, no mines up here.
Scranton,
In Archibald.
Archibald.
Yeah, the people we've interviewed, they remember accidents, the siren go off, that somebody collapsed in the mine. They died in a mine collapse or something. But you didn't have that up here. But
Well, I do remember that one of the Arnold boys, that Arnold Farm is down at the bottom, just Bank Hill.
yeah,
And the worst accident I remember is that he rolled a tractor. And we all went down.
Yeah.
We just walked down to kind of see what was going on.
hmm
And I believe he was killed or died eventually. Do you remember, Joe?
Who?
One of the Arnold boys.
Yes, Bill Arnold, yeah.
Bill Arnold.
He was in high school senior at the time.
Oh, was he? Yeah.
Oh wow! And it
Yeah.
crushed
Yeah,
him.
that was a tragedy.
Farm accident, yes.
Oh boy!
Yeah. But that is what we would have around here. And
Yeah.
one fellow, Stephen Depew, my classmate, once wrote a story about how they had a wagon going up incline dirt
Yeah.
road,
Uh-huh.
and it went off the side, and
Wow.
Wow!
and you know the team and everything and
Really?
it rolled, but they survived.
What road was that?
Well, that was that would have been down on Snake Creek Road going toward Binghamton,
Yeah.
so it could have been Franklin Forks or
Wow.
something like that.
So back then there was no hospital here. They had to take him either to Binghamton.
They would have had to take him to Binghamton,
How long of a ride would that have been to
yeah.
Binghamton?
About a
hour.
half hour.
A half an hour, really?
And
Wow.
probably no ambulance, probably they just took him in the car.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, that's all I have here. Unless Dave, you have any questions, or you guys don't want to add anything to what life was like growing up?
That's amazing. That is.
What'd you say your names were again?
Pardon me?
Your names. What were your names again?
Weldon. Joe and Esther.
Well then, okay. Well, I want to thank you very much here, and
Thank you. It's been
it
interesting.
was very interesting. We're getting a history from someone who's lived through that area, and we're getting it on film. We're going to give you guys a DVD, a copy of this, and you can watch it on your TV.
Great.
So, with that, thank you.
Thank
and
you.
You had good